Basketball analysis here. I won't make this video quick. I'm a fan of Jonathan Simmons. He just signed a 3-year deal with the Orlando Magic. Obviously, they got Fournier, they got Terrence Ross, but they didn't tell me the details of how much money that Jonathan Simmons was getting. Most likely, he's not going to be a starter because of Terrence Ross and because of Evan Fournier being a shooting guard and taller and longer. And then you still got the 6'8", Mario Hezonja. The thing about it is they can't re-sign all these guys anyway because you have to repay Vucevic unless you're going to get rid of him. You still got to pay Fournier. I think he signed the extension already. And then he already got an extension, but then you're going to have to sign Hezonja. And then you're going to have to pay Terrence Ross unless you're going to let him walk. So I like this pickup for the Magic. They're still not going to win. They're not going to be a great team. They're not going to be a playoff team because they're not a defensive team right now. And their offense is always stagnated. But they definitely need help on the defensive end. And that's one thing that this will help them do. Because Fournier can play the 2 or the 3 because he got the size. He's 6'7", 6'8". And he can shoot the 3 and he can do basically a decent all-around game for his age. And same with Terrence Ross. He's an athletic player that can get up and down the court and transition, shoot the spot up 3, run off screens for 3s and mid-range, and he can get to the basket sometimes, depending on who's guarding him. But Jonathan Simmons, he's going to bring a professional. He's going to bring a hard worker, a guy that plays hard. He goes after loose balls. He tries to get the steals. He tries to rebound. He tries every way to impact the game in a positive way. He's a guy that don't need the ball to be effective. He can play off the ball. He can play with the ball. He can drive. He can shoot mid-range, shoot the 3. The dude basically is an energy guy. He's a winner. Anything you need this guy to do, he will go out there and do it. And I respect Jonathan Simmons, a guy that paid $250 to try out for the D-League, and I'm getting a 2-year deal with the Spurs, one of the hardest teams to make the roster on because Tony Parker told us that when he was working with Greg Popovich was making Tony Parker cry. So it's not easy to be coached by Greg Popovich. Everybody make it seem like it, but he wants his guys to come in, work their ass off, play as hard as they can, and on top of that, compete at a high level. And if he seen something in Jonathan Simmons to sign him to an NBA contract, even though he was a Summer League and a D-League player, he signed Jonathan Simmons to a 2-year contract and gave him playing time. And on top of that, he gave him playing time in the playoffs, and he delivered. He put up the numbers. He played hard. He got the rebounds, the steals, the blocks, and he just did everything Greg Popovich needed him to do. And he wasn't even getting paid $1 million. Jonathan Simmons was only getting paid $800K, and that's not even including with taxes and your agent and all that stuff. So he deserves to get paid. He deserves his money. Like I said, I'd rather have Jonathan Simmons than Rudy Gay because he's coming off that Achilles injury. And on top of that, Jonathan Simmons just plays hard. He's a winner, and he's a guy that wants to do anything possible for the team, even if that's playing more minutes or taking less minutes or taking the shots or not taking the shots. Because remember, when Kawhi Leonard went down, Jonathan Simmons didn't mind taking the shots and making shots and being a playmaker and a two-way player. Even though they lost anyway, Jonathan Simmons put up respectable numbers for a guy that you didn't even expect to make it to the league. And like I said, Greg Popovich seen something in him. That's why he gave him the 2-year deal. So this is a hard worker. He's going to rub off on the players on the Magic. And people, he's going to push the people in practice. He's going to push them in regular games to be better and a strive. And that's a person that you want around your young players is a professional and a hard worker. So I like the guy. Got nothing but positive things to say about the guy. You get a glue guy. You get a guy on a reasonable contract. And you got him for 3 years, so he will be 30, 31 when the contract is over. So he'll still be young, he'll still be athletic, and he'll still be able to play. And you just got to get a guy credit for working his ass off and getting this far and playing in the Western Conference Finals. It's his 2nd year in. So you got to get a man credit. He performed against the Rockets and he performed against Golden State. So you got to get a man credit. I love the guy. And I wish he would have stayed with the Spurs. But they went with Rudy Gay instead. They could have went under the cap to sign him, and instead they renounced him. So we'll see. He'll have a chip on his shoulder. He'll play a little harder to make sure he can make it, and he might make a big impact. He might not be an all-star, but he might be one of the best glue guys and all-around players on this team. But then again, he is in the East, so if he can put up some decent numbers, if he can get off that bench, he might be able to be an all-star, depending on how many minutes he get and what they need him to do. But right now, I see him coming off the bench as a 6'7" guy and putting in that work and working hard and earning his minutes. And we'll see what happens. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com, and it'll be in the description in the comment section below. Also, check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. It'll be in the description in the comment section below. All you got to do is click the link in the comment in the description, and it'll send you right to my Facebook page and send you right to my website, Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out. And you got to respect somebody that put in the work in and made it this far, and now he's getting his payday.